You know, a lot of times we talk about other groups throughout the world that have a particular issue with just us as a people globally, whether we are Black American or we can be from the continent of Africa or wherever. Well, in Tokyo, Japan, they had this Nigerian-American woman, actually. She was inside of Zara, and she was trying to, get set up to try on some clothes. Well, she ran into some very, I would say, anti-Black racism. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Call me and do not call me.
We don't care who you are.
No, I am a Nigerian-American. Do not call me.
Try that. We don't care. Don't try your stuff.
She said you should have stood over here, and I said nobody told me to stand there. And then she proceeded to call me.
You then go try your stuff or not.
But you called me and you called me a bitch.
I wanted to call you because I wanted to.
Of course, for the platform that we're on, I had to censor those words. But if you listen to the video itself in its entirety on our African Diaspora News Channel app, it'll be uncensored, because we can do things uncensored on our app that we cannot do here on this platform. But in the video, the Japanese woman in Tokyo was calling the Nigerian sister the N-word. And the interesting response she had said, "Hey, I'm a Nigerian-American. Don't call me the N-word." When I first heard that, I was kind of like, okay, are you bothered that she called you the N-word? Or I'm a Nigerian, I'm not a FBA, so don't call me that particular word. Because when I kept playing it back over and over and over, that's kind of what I was getting out of that. Like, don't call me. But see, here's the thing. You can say you're Nigerian or whatever else you want to say that you are, but they see that you are Black and they will call you that word, period. Now, of course, I'm not saying every Japanese person in Tokyo would say something like that. I've known people personally that have been to Tokyo and they had great experiences. So I'm not saying that all people in Japan are like that. We speak about on this particular woman. But in my opinion, when you travel, you just kind of got to know, number one, where you at, and you're in somebody else's country. When you're in somebody else's country, you may deal with some things. And so you got to just know how to deal with that accordingly. Now, if it were me and she would have called me that or whatever, I won't respond the way I probably would respond here in America, because when you're in a foreign country, they're going to agree with them. They're not going to agree with the foreigner, which would be me, right? So I would have to just go, you know what? Let me go it on. I'm going to go to the manager right now and say, listen, I was going to buy all these items, but that woman over there, she was being disrespectful. She called me a racial slur. And I'm sorry, I'm just not going to buy this and just put it there, because usually in Japanese culture, they don't really play too much about being disrespectful. From what at least a little bit I do know about Japanese culture. They don't like disrespect. So if anything, I would have said something to the manager and I would have left. I would have made my post on social media or whatever the case may be, telling about, hey, don't go to this store. They got people there who are anti-Black racists. And of course, I would have made my video when I got back here. Not when I was over there. Because remember, when you're in somebody else's country, you got to be careful even talking about people in their country, because they can get at you. So you make your video when you get back here to America. But whether you're Nigerian-American or FBA, don't matter. She still said that to you in a hateful means. She don't like your behind. And listen, I believe we should be able to travel wherever, all over the world. But here's the thing. I've been to Zara before, not there, but I think, what was it, Istanbul, Turkey. It was a good experience. But I also been to Zara in Johannesburg, South Africa, too. And I bought things in Zara. I prefer to go to the Mall of Africa in Johannesburg than go over there. Now, I know Johannesburg having issues right now, but trust me, that's not the whole country. I was just talking to my people in South Africa. That's only a certain portion of the country that got some of those issues and problems. Everybody just doing their thing and living their life over there in South Africa. Or in Kenya, the stores I've been to in Kenya, I prefer to go to Nairobi than going over there. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'll go see other countries, but when you deal with these other countries, sometimes you may deal with some anti-Black racism. And you have to understand whether it's, and listen, I'm gonna keep it real, especially if you're Nigerian. Nigerians, and I'm just going off of what they say on the African continent and these other countries. Other countries have been blocking Nigerian passports. Now, she has an American passport because she says she's a Nigerian-American, right? So she came there on an American passport. But if she came there on a Nigerian passport, some countries probably would give her a hard time to even get in. Some countries won't even let Nigerians in at all. They won't even let the men in. Definitely the men. They don't want them coming over there. Even on the African continent, Nigerians have a certain type of reputation. Not to say that stereotypes and reputations and treating someone different because of their nationality is something you should do. No, I do not support that. But let's call that what it is. When you deal with these other groups, they can have some anti-black racism. They can be anti-African, whatever the case may be. You don't escape that. And you telling her at the time, you're Nigerian-American, that didn't mean nothing to that woman. I don't know why some of you try to, I'm different. No, you're not. In that case, you're not. She see black, she says the N-word. That's what you are to her. And she said, I said it because I wanted to. That's what she told you to your face, ma'am. So all that explaining to her that you're Nigerian-American, that don't mean nothing to an anti-black racist. And I need to also let brothers and sisters know here, that's in the diaspora, you othering yourself. And how many times have y'all have said it, forget us, y'all have said it. Well, when the white man see us, he's going to say the same thing. Okay, all right. So why did she try to other herself in that moment? Now, she should not have been called no N-word, don't get me wrong. She should not have been disrespected in no way, shape, form, or fashion. But when someone call you that, even if you are a Nigerian-American, you're not really pleading your case too well with them. Like, well, I'm not them, so don't call me that. Call me, They don't care. They don't care. So what have we learned from this situation, just based on this video? Anti-black racism is also global. I'm not saying every Japanese person would treat you that way, but they got some that probably will. When they use the term foreigner, they mean that. You're not from there. You're a foreigner. So you need to move accordingly. Now, some people can say, well, I don't know what happened before the video. It don't matter. It don't matter because, and that woman's in Japan. So they don't even engage with black people like that. Now that's Tokyo. Now I know they say a little bit more black people sometimes in Osaka, but also Tokyo is a major city as well. So racism is global. Okay. Well, let's call it what it is. And I'm got to bring them up. You know how the Japanese people learned that word? From them folks. They didn't, that woman's in Japan. They don't learn that word like that. They sit up there and no, let me tell you what happened, because I've talked to people and they've told me the stories, how them folks teaching them all these racial slurs about black people. So the author of all the problems is the folks, period. But it's all good. It's all good. Because, one thing about us, we have learned here in America is that we look out for ourselves. We focus on our community and it's going to make that community a better place. And we're not focusing on other groups. I'm not telling you not to travel. Travel. Do your thing. Okay? Because, listen, they got people that don't like Japanese people. Did that stop them from traveling? No, they go all over the world. And we as black folks should go all over the world too. Sometimes we got business. It could be certain business that we need to do in some of these countries. When you're trying to get a bag, I really don't care if you like me or not. Just don't put your hands on me. And I'm not really even trying to engage you like that enough to tell me anything. I'm going to be in my area, go do my business, go back to my area and get back on a flight and head back to the good old United States of America. That's what I'm going to do. I remember when I talked to the people at the CES this year, at China, they're like, yeah, you can come over, man. You can do this and that and the third. I'm like, man, I gotta get over there to Beijing, man. I gotta get over there. It's a lot of plugs over there, and we talking about manufacturing plugs, okay? Not because we don't do nothing illegal or immoral. We don't do that. But a lot of manufacturing hubs is over there, and that hey, I have some ideas about some merchandise I would like to sell that's be pretty good, and I got to actually test. And I'm like, wow, okay, I can invest this much and man, I can start a whole line of something to sell, and put some good products in people's hands and make a deal. So we don't even have that opportunity to make a deal unless sometimes you even go over to these places. You think they got people over there that don't like black folk? Sure. But When we come over and we taking care of business, they treating you a lot different at that point. I'm not there to be liked. I'm there to take care of business and head myself right on back to my country. So don't get caught up on people not liking us. It don't matter. Because we live in a country where these people haven't liked us from day one, and we still here and we thriving, right? But saying you're a Nigerian-American, that don't mean crap in the grand scheme of things. So, I don't know why she said that. Like, the lady gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry. You're not an FBA. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I thought you was FBA. I guess it was she thought she was gonna say, but no, she doubled down on it. And